Hey guys, you're welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm Mary Ben and I love to sew. So in today's video, we'll be making something really interesting, something original, something cheap but chic. So today we'll be making a tote bag. I'm sorry. This is it, guys. This is actually my Ankara tote bag, and it was the first tote bag I made when I was still learning how to make tote bag. I used a lining in this. So yes, that reminds me, if you have a very light fabric, yes, because there are some Ankara that are very light. If you have a very light fabric, please use a lining or double the fabric, because you definitely don't want stories that touch the heart. But if you have a firm or a thick, even if it's not too thick but thick enough, if you have a thick fabric like this, yes, you don't necessarily need a lining. Like this doesn't need a lining. I got this from my friend actually. She sells tote bag. So without no further ado, I will be showing you how to make this beautiful piece of Ankara tote bag. Like this too. I'll be showing you how to make it. So please do like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my amazing upcoming uploads. With that, let's get right into the business of this video. So guys, I'll be making use of this amazing print. They call it check. I don't really know. So I'll be using it and my lining because this fabric is too light. So let's get started. This is a yard. I didn't use more than a yard. Nevertheless, it's okay. It's more than okay for making the tote bag. So this is my fabric. All we have to do is to fold. So let's fold, at least fold enough. We're still going to measure it out. Just fold something enough, right? So with that, with the folded place, it's now folded. So we're going to mark out 16 inches. From here, you measure out 16 inches. This is 16. This is 16. Here, wow, yeah. I'm going to mark out 16 inches. You see that? Then from here also we'll mark out 16 inches as well. Remember, this is my border line. I'm not really starting from the edge. I created a line. I just created a little line, maybe an inch, so that I can use it to start my measurements. So from the line you mark out 16 inches. This is my 16 inches, and then I will mark it the same way. From here you mark out 16 inches. Again, this is our 16 inches. We'll mark it out. So we are going to rule this and then rule this out. So likewise, we will do the same thing here. But before then, you have to make sure that from here to here is 16 inches. As you could see, it's 16 inches, guys. It's accurate. So we rule it out. Making of tote bag is quite simple and easy. The only thing in here is you have to get your perfect measurement. So with this, we are going to cut out. So we'll cut out from here to here, then here. That's all we have to do. Let's do that. So the very next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to jump into sewing. I'm going to cut out my lining using this same pattern. So right now we are going to place it on our lining, and then we will cut our lining out as well. So right now we have this and our lining. I'm going to iron out this lining. So guys, after that, the very next thing we are going to cut out is our handle for the tote bag. And for the handle, we'll be taking a measurement of 24 inches by 3.5. So this is what I mean. You place your tape on the fabric and then you mark out 24 inches. You place it from the edge. You mark out 24 inches. This is my 24 inches here. And then you mark. I don't know if you saw that. Sorry. This is it, guys. My 24 inches. And then we marked. So from here we're going to mark out 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and mark. We're going to mark it out 3.5. You mark 3.5. You mark. So we are remeasuring right now. Remember, I said 24 inches, and that's exactly here. Sorry, this is exactly where it is, 24 inches. So we're going to mark this out. And as usual, after we are done marking this out, we will definitely cut it out. So let's do this. So guys, after we're done, it's almost time to sew. So the very next thing we have to do is, you know, this was closed, it was on fold, then we have to open it up, and then we have to place our lining on this. So this is my lining. Place it on this like so. Like so. We place it on this. So right now, you're going to make sure that the lining is facing the right side. This is the right side, and this is the wrong side. You get? This is the wrong side. That's the wrong side of the fabric, and this is the right side. So you make sure that this lining is facing it, right? So we have to sew from here. We have to sew it all round, except for this part. We are going to sew everything except for this part. So let's sew and come back. So guys, we are done stitching the lining and the fabric together. As you could see, it's neatly stitched together. So remember, I said that while stitching, we are not going to stitch at least 2 inches or 3 inches so that we can turn this over. So let's turn this over right now through here. So guys, this is nicely ironed. So let's not forget the place we turned this tote bag from. Remember this place, it is still open. All we have to do is to hold it firm like so, and then stitch the tip here. Just stitch it a little bit, the opened place, the opened side, you just stitch it. So when you're done, we'll move over to the next thing, which is putting our bags together. So guys, we are done stitching this. As you can see, everything is so neat and clean. So let's move over to the next thing. So right now, with our material, we are going to fold it in half, like so. We'll fold it like so. And then we will stitch here and here. We are going to stitch it by 1/2 inch. Remember, I said this is 1 inch, this is half of it. You get me? So we are going to stitch it by 1/2 inch. That is placing it and then stitching it 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So let's move over. So guys, we are done stitching this. we are done stitching the sides. Let me get it closer to the camera so you see. I don't know if you could see this. Yes, but we are done stitching. So let's turn this around. Let's just see how it looks like. So as you can see, our tote bag is almost ready. Not ready, but almost ready, guys. It is almost ready. Trust me, you're going to love it. So let's move over to the next thing. So the very next thing we have to do is that we have to fold here. So we fold it in by 1 inch. This is just the simple way to do it. We fold it in by 1 inch, and then we are going to pin that down. So same thing, you fold it down, you fold the rest down and pin. So to this pinned place, we are going to stitch the edge. We are going to stitch here, stitch the edges, stitch it down so that it will create this amazing band. So after we are done with the body of the tote bag, the very next thing we are going to go to is the handle. So this is my handle, this is my right side, and this is my wrong side. Excuse me. So what we're going to do next is that we're going to fold this, and then we'll stitch here down. We'll stitch it down by 1/2 inch. We'll keep stitching, 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 stitching. We'll stitch to this very point. Remember, here would be open, here will be stitched, and the only open place will be here. So we're going to do it to both sides, to both fabric for the handle. So with that, let's get to sewing. So all we have to do next is mark out 3 inches from the edge, from the tip of the bag. That was why I said you should iron it, because when you iron it, everything is laid and flat. So you mark out 3 inches from the edge. This is 3. You mark it out. You also mark it inside. This is what I mean. I've marked it inside, and I've marked it on the other side as well, inside here. So at this point, you place your handle inside from the 3 inches. Don't place it inside, but from the 3 inches, you place it. You place it from the 3 inches. You get me? This is your 3 inches. You start placing your handle from the 3 inches. Don't place it at 3 inches in, but 3 inches out. So we place it in, and then we pin. Let us pin down. Out 3 inches. Mark. Sorry. You mark. You do the same marking inside here, and then remember, you don't place it in, you place it out. Then you place it like so, inside by 1 inch. Let the tip be touching the same tip at where you folded the inner bag. So you pin down. Please adjust before stitching, because after stitching and one handle is longer than the other, it will make your bag look. We are going to stitch this directly on the seam, and on top of it at the tip and directly on the seam. And so guys, we are finally done with our tote bag. Doesn't it look beautiful? Everything is just so clean and neat. This is exactly what we wanted, like everything to be so clean and so neat. And guys, this is the final look of the bag. I am so happy and excited that you stayed with me to the end. I pray and hope that you try out your own. You can use a very nice fabric and material. Thank you for watching. Please like this and subscribe. Bye.